Hey everyone, double check your surroundings. Make sure the door behind you is actually real. And get ready because today we are diving into a realm of pure, unadulterated psychological dread. We are talking about the ultimate showdown of modern digital horror. The Backrooms versus The Exit 8, two heavyweights of the liminal space genre. Two experiences that take completely normal, everyday locations and turn them into your worst absolute nightmares. If you have ever felt a random chill while walking down an empty hallway, or felt like your subway ride was lasting just a little too long, this one is going to hit close to home. Grab your flashlights and let us find out which of these terrifying spaces truly owns the crown of internet horror. Let us start with the absolute legend that started a whole movement, the Backrooms. It all began back in 2019 with a single creepy image posted online. A picture of an empty, yellowish office space with stained carpets and buzzing fluorescent lights. From that lone image, an entire universe of terror was born. The concept is beautifully simple but deeply unsettling. You are just living your normal life, maybe walking to the kitchen or heading to work, when suddenly you glitch out of reality. The internet calls this no clipping. 1 second you are on solid ground, and the next second you fall through the floor and land straight into level 0. The story of the Backrooms is not written by just one person. It is a massive collaborative internet project where thousands of creators have added their own chapters, levels, and terrifying monsters. When you drop into level 0, you are met with billions of square miles of randomly segmented empty rooms. There are no windows, no doors to the outside world, and absolutely no signs of human life. It is just you, the endless maze of damp carpet, and that awful, constant hum of the lights. It plays on our primal fear of being completely lost in a place that feels like it should be familiar, but is completely wrong. The aesthetic of the Backrooms is iconic. It feels like a forgotten office building from the late 1990s. The walls are that specific, ugly shade of mono yellow that makes you feel slightly sick just looking at it. The layout makes absolutely no sense. Hallways lead to dead ends, rooms loop back on themselves, and stairs lead directly into solid ceilings. It feels like a broken simulation of human architecture. It captures that uncanny valley feeling perfectly. You know you are in an office, but there are no desks, no computers, and no people. It is a monument to pure loneliness. Now let us talk about the newcomer that took the gaming world by storm. If you played the smash hit indie game The Exit 8, you already know why it became such a phenomenon. The game turns a simple walk through the same underground corridor into a nerve-wracking experience, forcing you to question every sign, poster, and shadow. Before long, you're second-guessing your own memory, wondering if something actually changed or if your mind is playing tricks on you. That constant paranoia is what makes the gameplay so addictive. By transforming an ordinary hallway into a psychological challenge, The Exit 8 captured the same unsettling feeling that made the Backrooms so iconic, while carving out its own unique identity. Sound design is where both of these concepts truly master the art of terror. In the Backrooms, the sound is defined by what is missing. There is no music, no ambient noise, just the heavy silence broken only by your own footsteps and that dreadful hum buzz of the ceiling lights. Where the Backrooms gives you an infinite, open desert of yellow rooms, The Exit 8 traps you inside an endless underground passage instead of a train. You cannot choose a different path or leave the hallway. To escape, you must keep moving forward while watching your surroundings very carefully. If everything looks normal, continue walking. If you notice something strange or unusual, turn back immediately. Some changes are easy to spot, while others are very small, like a different poster or a slightly changed face. Every step makes you question what is real. Missing even one small detail can send you back to the beginning. Let's move beyond the games and talk about how these concepts were brought into films. Starting with Exit 8, the game received an official film adaptation released in 2025, directed by Genki Kawamura. The film expands on the game's simple but unsettling premise while maintaining its psychological horror atmosphere. The story follows an unnamed man trapped in an endless underground passageway, forced to carefully observe his surroundings and follow a set of mysterious rules to reach Exit 8 and escape. What makes Exit 8 so fascinating is its cinematic design. The game builds horror through repetition, isolation, and subtle anomalies that make players question their own perception of reality. Rather than relying on jump scares, it creates tension by turning ordinary spaces into something deeply unsettling. Next, coming to the Backrooms, this one has a much more developed visual and film presence. The Backrooms originated from a viral creepypasta and quickly evolved into one of the most recognizable internet horror universes. It presents the idea of accidentally clipping out of reality and ending up in an endless maze of yellow rooms, buzzing lights, and empty corridors. Unlike Exit 8, the Backrooms has been adapted into multiple short films and cinematic interpretations online. The most well-known version was created by Kane Parsons, who is widely credited as the director of the popular Backrooms found footage series on YouTube. The contrast in survival rules between these two universes is fascinating. In the Backrooms, survival is all about endurance, navigation, and resource management. You have to wander for days, hunting for almond water to keep your sanity up, while avoiding entities that want to tear you apart. There is no clear goal and no obvious exit. It is a marathon of survival, where your biggest enemy is often your own mind snapping from the isolation. You are just trying to find a staircase or another glitch point to take you to a safer level. The Exit 8 is very different. Instead of trying to survive for days, your goal is to escape an endless underground passage by paying close attention to your surroundings. You do not have to look for food or water. You only need to spot strange changes in the hallway. If everything looks normal, keep walking. If you notice an anomaly, turn back immediately. Missing even a small detail sends you back to the beginning. The game tests your observation skills and makes you question whether what you're seeing is real. Let us talk about the things that go bump in the night, the entities. The Backrooms has an absolute rogue gallery of monsters that have been dreamed up by the internet. You have the Smilers, which are just glowing white eyes and sharp teeth staring at you from dark hallways. You have the Bacteria, those lanky, wire-like creatures made famous by viral horror videos, which screech and sprint at you with terrifying speed. These monsters are aggressive, alien, and completely hostile. They turn the quiet, lonely office space into a frantic game of cat and mouse, where you are definitely the mouse. The Exit 8 uses a different kind of horror. Instead of fighting monsters, the game scares you with strange and unsettling changes in the environment. A person may suddenly look different, a sign might change, or an object may appear where it wasn't before. These small anomalies make you question everything you see. The fear comes from never knowing what has changed and worrying that you might miss an important clue. Rather than chasing you with monsters, the Exit 8 creates tension by making an ordinary underground passage feel disturbing and unsafe. The visual style highlights another massive difference. The Backroom thrives on the low-quality, retro VHS aesthetic. It looks best through the lens of a shaky, old-school camcorder. The blurriness, the static, and the lens flare add to the mystery. It feels like found footage discovered in an attic. Sound is a big part of the horror in both games. In the Backrooms, there is almost no sound except your footsteps and the constant buzzing of the ceiling lights, making the place feel empty and creepy. The Exit 8 uses the sounds of an underground passage, like footsteps, echoes, and distant noises, to build tension. Even small changes in these sounds can make you feel uneasy. The two games also create fear in different ways. The Backrooms is about exploring an endless maze and discovering its mystery over time. The Exit 8 is a shorter, faster experience that tests your observation skills and keeps you on edge from beginning to end. In the end, both games prove that ordinary places can become terrifying with just a few strange changes. Whether you prefer the endless mystery of the Backrooms or the psychological puzzles of the Exit 8, both deliver a unique horror experience. So, which one do you like more? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more horror game videos. Thanks for watching, and stay safe.